Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a little bit more of a personal story here, and I'm sharing my experience. My last relationship was about, it's quite a few months ago. It was back in October. Well, when it ended. You see, boys, women will always tell you what they think of you. Whether they're joking around with you or it comes out in an argument. You know, and I said in an earlier video, a lot of the times it comes out in an argument. But for my case, it was more of a joking situation. Right? Her and I, we were shit talking each other, you know, making dinner and whatnot. She was over for the weekend, and she told me that if she were to ever dump me, that I would be a loser. And, you know, I told her that wasn't okay. That the next time that she did that, there'd be issues. Number one thing that I learned was that she had already told me what she thought of me. She thought of me as a loser. So, should have ended it right there. Because joking or not, that's incredibly disrespectful. Another thing that I learned was that obviously if she gets emotional during a slight disagreement, there's more than likely going to be more issues down the line. This may seem pretty obvious, but sometimes when you're in the relationship, you know, you're not exactly paying attention to these red flags. You kind of overlook it. Well, you know, she has her own issues that she's working through, so I'll excuse it. Now, I thought I nipped it in the bud when she made a big deal about it. By saying that I'm going to voice my opinion no matter what. And if you have a problem with it, we're going to have to sit down and talk about it. I thought that was good enough. But, you know, I did the wrong thing too, and I shut down. And then I eventually picked it back up, and we had that conversation. I can't remember if this was either before or after the loser comment. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Last couple of things. I'm not a very religious guy. I'm actually against religion. Though religion does have its uses, but all the research that I've done, you know, it's just one of those things where I see a lot of contradictions and I point them out. So anything that religious comes up, I typically point it out. And there was a specific time when she confronted me, or she challenged me, and it turned into an argument. Well, that didn't end up very good at all. I told her, you know, that I was thinking about taking her home and never seeing her again. You know, instead of saying something I should have just done it. Should have just did it. Because there's a right and wrong way about challenging somebody. Especially if you don't know what you're talking about. And she didn't have any idea what she was talking about. Yeah, I'm not the perfect person, right? I have my own flaws. I struggle with PTSD. You know, I'm seeing a therapist about it, and I'm doing the best that I can. I'm trying to do better. But at the same time, you know, I'm not going to excuse the disrespect when it's there. So that weekend was a rough weekend. Beginning of the next week, seems like everything's fine. We talk about it, and I assumed we came to an understanding. Now, with the way that everything's going, over 50% of marriages ending in divorce, right? And the majority of them initiated by the women. And majority of workforce labor is women now, yet women are 97% recipients of alimony. Why would, and then you have no-fault divorce, you have the bias in the courts. So why would men get married today? I've been there, I've done that, I'm not doing it again. I'm a one and done kind of guy. That being said, everything was fine. The fact that I didn't want to get married, I had set boundaries and ground rules, and everything was agreed upon, or so I thought. So she said that I get a text from her saying that she would have to think about the relationship. And I had to ask her more than once if she wanted to stay in the relationship. And then she gave me the I don't know answer. It's another thing that I learned. If it's not for sure I want to work this out, you leave it and move on. You make the decision for her and you end it. So there was a time that was set, a couple days later on, to have a conversation. And I had already knew what this conversation was going to be about. It was going to be about the reasons why she wanted to end the relationship. I knew what I should have done. I didn't do it. And I learned from it. My thoughts were I was going to explain to her why things happened the way that they did. When that wasn't the whole purpose of the conversation to begin with. It was her justifying to me why the relationship was over in her eyes. See, she didn't care about me or my thoughts. And that's just the thing with most women. They don't really care what you're going through, what you're thinking. They only care about what happened, how it made them feel, and what's going to happen with them. And so that's exactly what happened. It turned into another argument about marriage, which I find interesting because both of us weren't religious. So I don't understand why marriage was so desired. I could probably guesstimate, and my gut definitely tells me that it's for resources. Whether religious or not, women always had that instinct to get together with men who have the ability to gather resources or collect resources from some way. I mean, that's anybody's instinct, but marriage is just one of those things where women typically gravitate to because it's the ability to maintain, I guess, attain resources. There we go. And so that was pretty much the grounds for the breakup. You know, I'm not going to go too much more into detail, but the biggest thing that I learned overall was that I didn't make things absolutely clear. I definitely could have set more of a direction for the both of us. And I should have taken just as much initiative as it took to start it. I should have also taken initiative to end it. So those are the things that I learned, and definitely things that I'm going to implement going forward. So I hope my experience, me sharing my experience, has enlightened you on anything, or any information that I bring to you helps you. Because we're all in this together, boys. We gotta watch out for each other. But most importantly, we also have to improve each and every day. I'm improving as much as I can. You know, after that relationship, I decided to get off the games, start making myself something. Got back into the gym, started losing or shrinking my waist. I am building muscle, but I started applying things to myself. Started investing in myself. Started learning new skills. Just did for me. The thing is, boys, it shouldn't have to take a breakup, you know, for you to do that. That's another thing too. You should want to improve yourself because you want to improve yourself, not just because someone walked away from you. So keep that in mind, boys. Again, as always, make sure you take care of yourselves. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I love to see more people in the comments. And if you happen to have anything else on your minds, let me know too. I'm always ready to hear. I read the comments. I respond to them as much as I can. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you learned something. And as always, boys, take care of yourselves. And I'll talk to you soon.